If you're a fan of bold and expressive art, come check out my Patreon. For just $1, you'll get exclusive access to artwork that I don't share anywhere else. Click the link in the video description to dive into my daring creations and unique artistic style. A grim Sunday unfolded in Gaza, marked by a tragic loss of life amidst desperate pleas for aid. The Palestinian Health Ministry reported a staggering toll: 73 people perished while seeking assistance at various locations across the besieged territory. The most devastating incident occurred in northern Gaza, near the Zekin crossing with Israel, where at least 67 Palestinians were killed attempting to access aid. Hospitals reported over 150 wounded, some critically injured. The circumstances surrounding the deaths remain unclear, although witness accounts allege Israeli military fire upon the crowds. The Israeli military has yet to release an official statement. This tragic event underscores the desperate humanitarian crisis gripping Gaza, a crisis intensified by the ongoing conflict and the blockade. The overall death toll from Israeli attacks on Gaza since October 7 has tragically climbed to 58,895, according to the Gaza Health Ministry's latest update. A further 140,980 individuals have sustained injuries. The ministry further reported that approximately 130 Palestinians were killed and 495 injured in the preceding 24 hours alone, noting that many victims remain unreachable amidst the rubble and ongoing conflict. The scale of this devastation is almost incomprehensible. Images emerging from Gaza depict scenes of profound suffering: children huddled together receiving meager rations from charity kitchens, the heartbreaking procession of bodies to overburdened clinics. These images serve as a stark reminder of the human cost of this protracted conflict. Adding to the escalating crisis, Israel issued new evacuation orders for Deir al-Balah, a densely populated area in central Gaza already overflowing with displaced Palestinians desperately seeking refuge from the relentless bombardments. The Israeli military's justification for these evacuations remains a point of contention, with allegations of using these orders as a tool for mass displacement of Palestinian civilians. Meanwhile, a fragile calm has settled over Sweda province in southern Syria following a week of intense violence between Druze fighters and their Bedouin rivals. The UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights estimates the conflict claimed over 1,000 lives, including hundreds of civilians. Aid convoys are reportedly en route to Sweda, addressing critical shortages of food, water, and medical supplies brought about by the upheaval. The uneasy truce follows a government-declared ceasefire and the withdrawal of Bedouin fighters. However, concerns remain regarding the long-term stability of the region and the welfare of its traumatized population. The international community grapples with the multifaceted challenges of the Middle East crisis. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, UNRWA, has issued a fervent plea for the lifting of the siege on Gaza, highlighting its inability to deliver essential food supplies for over 4 months. UNRWA's operations have been significantly hampered by the Israeli ban, severely limiting its capacity to provide critical aid to the millions it serves. Elsewhere, the Israeli government's proposed involvement of the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF, in aid distribution has sparked controversy, with accusations of politicizing humanitarian assistance. The UK government faces a legal challenge over its decision not to medically evacuate critically ill children from Gaza, a decision that is criticized as inconsistent with its actions in other conflict zones. On a separate note, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is reportedly recovering at home after a bout of food poisoning. His office has announced that he will manage state affairs remotely for the next 3 days, following medical advice to rest. This news, while seemingly unrelated, adds another layer to the complex narrative unfolding in the region. The situation in the Middle East remains profoundly volatile, marked by immense human suffering and unresolved conflict. This tragic scenario demands urgent international attention and collaborative efforts to address the humanitarian needs of the affected populations and prevent further escalation of violence. The relentless cycle of violence and displacement continues to claim lives, leaving behind a trail of destruction and uncertainty, demanding the immediate attention of the international community to prevent further tragedies and alleviate the suffering of millions. The images and accounts emerging from Gaza and Syria paint a stark picture of a region teetering on the brink, demanding immediate and decisive action. The need for humanitarian aid is overwhelming, and the international community must act swiftly and decisively to address the escalating crisis. The stories emerging from the region are heartbreaking testaments to the devastating impact of conflict on innocent civilians and demand the urgent intervention of the global community to bring an end to the violence and suffering. The ongoing conflict threatens not only the lives and well-being of millions, but also the very stability of the region. The international community must work together to find a lasting resolution to this complex crisis. The images of suffering continue to be profoundly disturbing, highlighting the urgent need for comprehensive humanitarian aid and a concerted effort to achieve lasting peace in the Middle East. The sheer scale of destruction and loss of life is truly devastating, requiring immediate and decisive action from the global community.